Hello everyone. I think it's nice seeing you all here. Thank you for hosting me today. It has been an amazing 2 days. I think Kunal has been knowing. Yesterday we hosted our event in Tri-State, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Philadelphia, New York. Sorry, crazy event. A lot of incomings, and then I have been speaking on a couple of them. I spoke in Malaysia and yesterday in Pune, and now I'm in Canada. And then as Kunal said, yes, I'm right now in Canada, so it's amazingly joining live right now in front of you.
Welcome to Canada, Manpreet.
Thanks, Kunal. Thanks.
You can complain about everything but weather.
Oh, weather's
Kunal,
amazing. The sun is out today, so yeah, it's quite
Kunal,
nice.
Kunal,
Yeah.
room 2. I'm not able to record the session. So
Okay.
does anybody need to promote me as an organizer or something? Because,
I'll come there and help you out.
okay, I will go there.
Hi, Deepak. Long time.
Yeah, buddy, long time. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing incredible, buddy.
You also have a lot of snow behind you. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Edmonton, so yeah. If you are in, you could find snow. So let's down and look at the snow.
For non-Canadians, I think they should be like, see, there's snow here.
Oh yeah, that's why I.
That's
Oh, did I make mistake? Let's move back to Texas, but I don't know.
that's pretty normal in Canada.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So what's the time over there? Sort of for you?
I'm in Ottawa, so it's 10:17.
Yeah, 8:17 for me. That's why I'm taking morning tea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody's asking, do we need to log in into our Azure account?
Oh well, that's up to them. We don't need for any demo, or we are not doing some lab work over here. So no, that is not required.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Manpreet, how was the Tri-State event?
TriState was amazing. I think we had keynote was crazy. We had Heather from Microsoft,
Right.
the Power Apps and Community Head. She was like, wow. I think the keynote was really good. And she finished, and then we had 3 tracks with 18 speakers.
Wow.
There were a couple of cancellations, I would say, because of the amazing pandemic we are going through. But the speakers were super enthused to record their videos and give it to us just a night before, which was still an amazing part from their end. It was a nice outturn. I still have to see the attendee report, but I think we have crossed a greater limit. So
Nice.
before pandemic, we used to do like a single event, one in Philadelphia, one in New Jersey, one in New York, with real people like meetups and stuff with
Yeah.
lunches and all.
Yeah.
But then we last year onwards we combined it as a tri-state. We do it together, and it's wonderful. It's really wonderful. And the best part of virtual is you meet people all around the world. Like yesterday, I was speaking for Malaysians. People are like,
Yeah.
"Hello guys, it's amazing." Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It's
think
it's
I'm
it's good.
right. Like a host, I think I'm always gonna have a hybrid model. Like in future, like we open up also, and because this is really important. You meet a lot of technology people all around the world. And speaking of
Yeah.
Power Platform, I met a 13-year-old guy who is a Power Platform speaker. He was super expert and he made some models. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I think my topic today is related to that. I made up this. Okay, let's talk about citizen developer, how everyone can be one. So this is
Nice.
really good how Power Platform is, I think, taking
Nice.
over
Th-
and all our business models.
Was that keynote recorded as well?
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
trust it. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I'll
Good.
I'll I'll have a link. I can put it here.
Yeah, sure. That's good.
Yeah, we streamed the keynote on YouTube and the rest all in team. So
Right. Yeah, I mean this pandemic has transformed the entire world. All those boundaries that we used to have, those are pretty much gone with this virtual world, right?
right.
So that is, yeah, it's it's good in a one sense, but it's definitely bad from the other perspective as well. You
Yes.
cannot really interact with people one on one, right? So that
Of
is
course.
something that I'm looking forward for next year. I'm that is something that is also very critical, for the growth and the communication.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah. But I think it's a good learning for all of us also. I think when we started doing virtual, we were so not ready to do go virtual where the people will come, speakers will be coming to speak. It was super different. But now the psychology of people are very much amazing. I think they just want to be on their sofas and watch a lot of learnings, which is still good. And even after 2 years, this year we were planning that the outcome might be not crazy, but we had around 400 registrations and a lot of people following in, following out. It was really good.
Right,
Like,
right.
But I bet everyone is going to miss or missing MVP Global Summit here.
oh
It's
yes,
third year, and every year I miss like lot of friends and those activities and parties and events. So
right. I
that
think
was,
this should be the last year of all this tragics.
oh yeah.
Yes, this should be the last one.
Yeah.
Even we cannot afford more. We
Right.
have another freedom convoy.
Oh yeah. Let's not comment that.
Now your video is still.
Am I? Okay.
No, Kunal's video.
All right.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, your video is still, Kunal, for some reason.
Oh, I'm just trying to be still.
Are you pretending?
All right, we'll get started. Guys, we're in. So we have two sessions. So Manpreet session, and after that we have Noor's session in this room, and that will follow up with a speaker panel discussion. So like most of the speakers will be there on that, and you can ask your questions. We do have a Slido link which you can go to in order to like submit your questions. I put that in the chat, as well as I have pinned it to the conversation so you can easily find it. So put in your questions. You can ask your questions at the session as well, but like it might be good to have some of the questions put in beforehand so that we can tackle it. Yeah. And those questions doesn't have to be very tech, like those questions will be like, I want to learn Power Platform. How do I start? Right? How do I do responsive Power App? There was a lot of question about that yesterday. When to use a Power Apps portal, or why will I use a Power Apps portal and not a Power Apps? And is Power Automate the right solution for me for what you're trying to do? So bring any of those questions. Manpreet, I think everybody is ready. Do you want to start early, maybe? Just thinking.
I'm fine. Yeah, why not? I'll get more time to speak in that case. And I don't stop. You saw yesterday. I can't stop like once I start speaking.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, yesterday's sessions were like crazy. The Malaysia one was also wow. It's really good. I think people start noticing real cases, real scenarios, which are like just way beyond.
Yeah. I see there is a question by Alan. Are there any Amplify templates for use cases available for Power Platform? Amplify. I'm not sure I follow the question. Alan, do you want to ask the question? Like, could you explain what you're looking for?
Is he talking about AWS?
That is AWS related. Okay.
Right? AWS is amplified. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah, he wrote that. I have saw that word somewhere.
Yeah.
So can I go and start?
Yeah, I think we are good to go.
All right. Let me quickly share my screen here.
I have not. Yeah. So so there are ways you can actually connect to any data set. So if you're trying to connect to Amplify, you can. But I think like in broader sense, like you can't run Power Apps in AWS per se, but like it will be still be running in Microsoft Cloud. But I've not encountered anything where I have actually done anything with AWS while working with Power Platform. Yeah, I'll keep that question slide, or I'll post it myself, so that like we can try to get a response from other speakers and see if anybody else had some experience with it.
All right, everyone. Let's start.
Yeah, I think we should start now.
All right, perfect. So, good morning, everyone. If you are joining from our time zone, or good afternoon, good evening. I know it's a Saturday. Thank you for being here, because me as a host, I have been seeing people trying to learn Power Apps and Power Platform, and it's an amazing technology, to be honest. And I think 2 weeks back, I met a young guy around 13, 14 years of age who was an amazing Power Platform developer. And and based on the needs of the current scenarios of the job roles and stuff, I was like, why should I not present on Power Platform Citizen Developer? And it has been a very hot topic right now, and have been observing it in my own hierarchies or organizations I work with. Everybody is trying to learn Power Platform. Why? And where was Power Platform before? Let's talk about that. So let me go back to my slide. This is me. You can find me on every social handle with Manpreet here as my title. I'm an architect in technology at Cognizant. I think I'm wearing a jacket also on the same. And just reach out to me if you have any questions, any stuff. I'm also an organizer at Tri-State. I host events in New Jersey, Philadelphia, and New York. If you find me in LinkedIn, you will be able to see what are the other conferences we have been doing. And thanks to the team here, Global Power Platform Canada, the real host, with who's I think their motivation and their passion has brought this conferences all around the world, and there's several happening since yesterday and today. It was like a festival. In the night, I had the lights behind me switched on, like a festival light we use in India as Diwali, and because it was crazy and amazing, we loved it there. So let's make it a very interactive session. I am watching your questions here and here, and just ask me if you have any. I'll stop and answer you them. So let's talk about being a citizen developer. So first, let's understand who is a citizen developer. Very easy term. Citizen, anyone. Developer, again. This developer, there's a difference. This developer doesn't have any technical skills, or he is not a part of any program or something. Give me 1 second. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this person doesn't require. He was not trained. Maybe he's not even an engineer. He is trying to resolve. He or she is trying to resolve their issues at the current model or current working. I have been watching my clients. I have been working with. Sometimes they'll just come. Hey, do you have a quick minute? I want to show you something. And I'm like, why not? Let's see. And they will be working on a Power App, surprisingly, or a Power Automate. And they're like, I'm not able to figure this out. First, I would be like super happy. Oh my God, this is so nice. You have been working on. And they are trying to be independent, not for the sake of taking our jobs as developer. No, don't worry about that. It's they love it, right? It's a passion. For example, it's our passion to come and present or host events or do social community activities. It's their passion to learn something, and when they do that, it's a learning for them. Plus, they are making something for their team or for their department. So it's in a way, citizen developers was built for Power Apps. So when Power Apps came in the market as a low code, no code solution, uh, it was a really low code, no code solution. But right now, if you see, there's a lot of variations we can do. We have Power FX as a code, which is equal to Excel data code, or I would say the language we write in Excel sheet, like all the formulas and stuff. You can all do in Power Platform as Power FX. So when these things started coming in the picture, Power Platform became a very global platform. For certain reasons, like if you have an organization and you have plenty of E3, E5 licenses, you get Power Apps as a license for free, and why not use it? Why to go to Nintex and K2 and buy one software when we can do much of our stuff in Power Platform? Yeah, initially, I think again, 4 years back, I have been watching Power Platform like crazy. I have worked like crazy on that. So it's like an ongoing growth product. Okay, like for example, today I'm doing a demo with you. I just did a refresh in the morning of all my browsers. If it won't be surprised if I see something new coming up there. Oh my God, there's some new feature. This is nice. It's like that. So Power Platform, in total, like Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and the virtual agent. I always tell people like Power BI is very powerful. I think the combined effort of apps and Automate and virtual agent is Power BI. So I always keep Power BI a little separate, but it's a part of the Power Platforms because the abbreviation Power is along with that. But as a citizen developer, right now, if you see, when you take interviews, there are roles where they are hiring just Power Platform developer. They don't even require that Power Platform developer to know SharePoint. They are not required to know any .NET or C Sharp or any coding languages. They're not required to be like a techie, I would say, like a developer, coder or something. It's that as a role. And I have myself seen resumes like with people's experience only on Power Platform. Second important thing is as a Power Platform developer, people like everyone coming out of the university, again, all real-time cases I'm telling in my own life, I've seen new graduates coming up as Power Platform developers, lining up with amazing jobs. Why? Why do you think that? Because it has given a perspective to people. If they like a little bit of technology, a little bit of coding, a little bit passionate about IT, they are in Power App. It's that easy and that simple. But people will say, like, okay, why Power Platform? Like, there could be any number of technologies. Google might have launched something, Amazon might have launched something, but why Power Platform? Power Platform like came in as a like as I said, the no code solution. To be honest, I don't think Microsoft was like being ready to be what it is right now. People, when it came newly, they thought it's a replacement of InfoPath, which was not, and I still tell people Power Platform is not a replacement of InfoPath. They're totally two different identities. And when Power Platform came, they were more happy that it's gonna work with the SharePoint form. Will replace the out of the box form. Nice SharePoint, nice this, nice that. But Microsoft knew the long-term goal. They were not focusing on SharePoint with Power Platform. They were focusing Power Platform as a product, one single-sided Power Platform as a product, which will be used by every single sources, right? Like somebody's asking about Amazon AWS. Yes, you can use that as a source. You can use Facebook, Twitter, any single source, any target you can use and connect to your Power Platform. The Power Platform works as an individual product. And along with Office 365, of course, like which Microsoft decided and have been doing, they have connected all their technologies and platform using Graph API, and they're well to do connected. It helps. So it helps as a SharePoint developer to use Power Platform, but it will also help as a SQL developer to use a Power Platform who doesn't have any experience on SharePoint or Office 365. So why Power Platform come is it's like a drag and drop processes, very simple to understand. You don't have to even open up the code to see the backend. It's more of a UI where you see. I'm going to showcase some little bit here and there of all the four enterprise solutions people are building, and and they started making it. So initially, I think when it came, we didn't had a print functionality. Like people used to ask, "One we want to print this form." You can't. Then we will look for workaround. Next day, we were presenting me and Nisha on the same tips and tricks. So Power Platform never came for as a SharePoint developer, but we as SharePoint developers, we wanted to use Power Platform like to an extreme level. But and we did. We started looking for workaround, and we started making up what Microsoft doesn't provide. There's always workaround, and we as developers, we will look for something or the trick to get it working, and it does. What helps Power Platform for native developers is they will just come, they just log in, sign in, they have templates to follow, they have proper guidance to see, proper classroom to see. So if somebody is going that deep level, they're even giving you classrooms. I think one of the in the keynote they shared the challenge program. That's like a classroom they provide, and you can learn it on your home. You can get certified as Microsoft, and then you go and apply for a job. All this thing in a 1 month. I won't even say 1 month, like even lesser than that. And and if you get a job for a good pay, why not? This can be a good role to start with. That's why Power Platform right now became that famous, and we can see that through all our conferences being hosted around the world as GPPB. So many people are joining in. They're trying to learn a lot of things: Dataverse, AI Builder, I'm gonna get connected to this platform, that platform. It's a very collaborative thing right now. So when we talk about Power Platform, Power Apps, as I said, is the applications which are going to store the UI, would say, which helps us build amazingly beautiful forms, customizable applications. You can use it for your any device, multi-device productivities. And then comes the Power Automate, which is nothing but workflows to do any or other activities from your own current source, current platform to a different source, a different platform, super builder. So Power Automate again, amazing product. It did not just directed that it's gonna replace SharePoint designer workflows. Again, that was a plan, right? Like as SharePoint people, we will just be very close behind our boundary. Oh, this has come to replace SharePoint designers. And then when one day they announced 2010 and 2013, SharePoint designers are going off. Everybody has to move to Flow. People, okay, let's start moving to Flow. But not actually. Again, this was again not made for SharePoint. This was made as a product, as workflows management for any technology you're working on. Thousands of connections are available on single click. Some are premium, which is super not that costly, super cheap, and some and most of them are free. Just seeing how it works is amazing. Then come the virtual agents. They were new in the market, like, but it was super simple. I'm gonna show you something like that. Super beautiful. Like even I think I want to justify you don't require any development knowledge to make a virtual agent. A virtual agent which can talk to you or which can take your appointment or which can do a lot of categories. And to my surprise, I went to a place, I won't say the name, and they were using a Power App with a virtual agent to take the feedback right on their iPad. And I was like, oh my God, like this is what I do. So kind of a happiness, right? Like, okay, this is nice. People are using real time. I've seen companies moving from service now because they are able to make up a whole help desk solution using Power App. Of course, ServiceNow is huge. They have knowledge care and knowledge management centers, whatsoever. But when they're trying to build in this own help desk model with virtual agents chatting with you, taking your ticket number, resolving your cases, sharing your FAQs, what else do you require? It's that powerful and it's becoming. But Power BI is still my best of the best product. I just love it. I don't know why. And I always tell this is not a part of Power Platform. Power BI is so depth, so amazing. And the context, the enriched data is so rich in the market that you can do a lot of operations in real time. And now the collaborative feature of using Power BI in your teams right now or in your Power Apps, you can embed a Power BI which will be syncing in AI with real-time data. We have worked with Power BI like crazy, like with millions of data, but there is never a hiccup, never a saying. The queries, the rows, they work amazingly. I think Power BI, I still, if I have to rank this, one of the ranked one product, I love it. So coming to the start phase of it, how will you get started as a citizen developer? Very simple, I would say. Let's see. Let's share my screen and I'll show you how. All right, so Power Apps or Power Flow or virtual agents or Power BI, everything is free. If you see my screen, it's rightly written start free. You don't require a credit card. You don't require an Office 365 license also if you don't have one. But I always ask people, just go to developer.microsoft.com, take a dev license. It comes for a 90 days. It used to come in 1 year, once upon a time, but don't worry, I'm not that old. Like just recently, but they made it 90 days, but they're all extensible. So once that 90 days is over, they sometimes they reach out to you, they call you, hey, how are you doing with the product? Are you liking it? Do you have any feedback? And you tell them that I'm using this for a development purpose. They're gonna extend it. So they keep on extending. There's never an ending of the product extension. So I would say everyone just log into powerapps.com or flow.microsoft.com. Just start with free. It's just a free, super simple steps you will launch and you will reach the page. When you come to the page here, this is the home section of Power Apps, which you can see on my screen. I think I can expand a little. And do ask me any questions while I'm walking through. Let's make it interactive. Don't worry about the time. We have plenty of time. So when it comes to application, right, like you can create a multiple canvas model driven and portal app. Like I'll just quickly run through the difference. What's the difference? Canvas app, the name states it's a white blank paper. As an artist, you can make and draw anything. It's more of a canvas driven. More like canvas driven in a way like blank screen, and you drag and drop your applications and your Power App is ready. Model driven again is based on your data, like for people I would say who are not developers, and they can still make a model driven app if they know I have this kind of data. For example, I have a leave calendar or I have some commodities Excel sheet. Model driven feeds the data, understand the logic, and creates a rough business process flow for you. You can always go and change the business process flow, edit them, but it gives you an upper hand. You don't have to start from the scratch as Canvas. Canvas is like from the scratch, which is always like likable by all developers. They love to do something from the scratch. But the model driven for people who have a lot of data and they don't understand how do we start first. Just pass in your data and the model-driven apps will be published for you directly. And then comes the portal. Portal, would I be able to integrate an external app with Teams using PP? Yep, you can. So I was just saying about Portal. So Portal is a like a Power application which can be shared externally with everyone, anyone. You don't need an organization sign in. You don't require any login of any kind. It's like an open form. But I have seen people making portals with even Google login, Facebook login. It's really nice. There are some limitations to it, like it can be open up and how like variations it can be, but it's possible. To answer you, would I be able to integrate an external app? Yes, you will. You can. So our Power Apps started with applications, and then came the Dataverse. So Microsoft decided, all right, like it was called a CDS before, and now it's called Dataverse. And I think they recently changed the name. It was still CDS for a long, long time. So Microsoft decided, okay, right now, what if my people are not buying my Office product? They just want Power Apps, and where do they store the data? Okay, they're not buying SQL Server; it's expensive. They have to get an Azure credit. They not want to have a SharePoint license also. They can store in an Excel sheet, of course, and import and do their operation. But they started with data was almost close to a basic SQL table, but I won't say basic because it gives you every single way of creating databases and table. You can have your custom, if you see here, n number of templates are already there, which you can use directly on your Dataverse as a table. But in a way, it's the upper, nicer wrapper around SQL table, I would say as on a developer line. And then you have a custom connectors where you can bring in your, I think somebody asked us about AWS. From AWS to any cloud solution, you can bring any Azure services, import from GitHub or Postman again. So if a Postman name is there, it means any API open up for the market, you can bring in through Power Applications. Gateways. So now you will tell, okay, Manpreet, this is good. This is all online, but my clients, especially banks or insurance, even I work with, they don't want to go to cloud. Till now, though Microsoft pitches with their security and compliance and everything, I think it's their initial agreements to each and their solutions. So we have gateways where you can connect your on-prem data on the cloud. Your data remains always in the cloud. You can just provide a gateway with a read access to a service account or to any flow or an admin account, which will connect to the Power Apps and do all these operations for you. Is there a session on ALM for Power Platform? I will be covering ALM today. So stay tuned. That's on my slides. So as a citizen developer, when I come in here, I see the app, I come on the Power App, I can learn. So you have learning here, just a tab right there. How to get started, how to get topics, communities. You can just go on, read the blogs, read the articles, and they have amazing interactive courses with videos and stuff with smaller exams. You will love it. So when they started coming in, the virtual agents is also here as Power Platform AI Builder. I will talk a little about that. And so Power Platform in the picture when it starts coming in, everybody wants to build one Power App. It's fun. As an ALM process, as somebody asked, I'm going to talk about why is it require the companies to start them because they have not. Because right now, if you have an E3 license, E5 license, try to log in with your organization account. Don't blame me later, but you will be able to because Power Apps is free as a plan one on all of your accounts. Most of the clients have not restricted it. I would say 90%. So if you try, you will be able to get through. Now comes the Power Automate. Similar way, Power Automate came with n number of connection, n number of business process. Best part, what they brought was templates. So, like any person who is new and they don't know how to make it and how to drive the whole session, it's easy for them to understand using templates. Like for example, save Gmail attachments to a Dropbox folder. Did you ever thought Microsoft product using Gmail as a source and Target as a Dropbox? Here it is right in front of you. So these operations right now when I see my clients, so before they come with a requirement, they would have already come into flow and they would have seen. And then once I saw this template, I'm like, yeah, okay. So that means more work for me because I need to go and configure it. But this gives them an upper hand that okay, this is possible or this is what I can do. This is how citizen developers are growing, and you can't stop them. Okay, like me as a developer, I started with 2007 SharePoint. Again, I'm not that old, FYI. But we started growing, right? We started learning, and if there are new, I think the Gen Zs, they're amazing. I work with few of them. I feel like why am I that old? So it's like that. So they have an urge to come and learn, and they will come and open up the floor, and somehow or the other you can't hide them from them. So they will open, they'll read about it, and like, Manpreet, can you teach me how do I do this? And super simple, you don't do much effort. You just click on this. Like for example, I want to save all my emails to my OneDrive. Just pass in through some connections and sign in, create a flow. The flow is ready. Super simple, right? When everyone can do it, every citizen can do it, and that's what Microsoft is doing. It's giving a power to all people to you guys can develop your own power platform. uh then comes the virtual agent. Oh, I love this. Well, let me go back here. So let me refresh it because I was just playing around because sometimes it never works on the demo. So let's go to power virtual agents. All right. So when Power Platform, if you go to virtual agents, super easy. Power virtual agents, Google it, Bing it. I'm sorry, I'm in a Microsoft event. Bing it, sign in. Again, it's free. Don't pay anything. You will see a text bot right here. So I'm going to write a hi to it. What will it say? So if you see the bot started talking to me, but uh, I can just say hello. It has a options to greet me. But how can I make an operation to do it? So there are something called as topics on the left. If I click on topics, there are some playgrounds which I'm going to show you. So like there are some of the, if there's an escalation, talk to an agent, there are some 52 types of phrases for greetings, like from Spanish to every languages. You can say a goodbye or start over thank you. So for example, I start with a simple topic like a shop, uh, or I would say the office, the Redmond office, Microsoft Office. Okay, there's a Microsoft store outside. So if you want to know what time are they open, so I'm gonna ask my boss. See, these are the 4 questions. If you ask around them, it's gonna answer you. So if I write, when are you closed? All right. So it shows me the phrase got matched. The message was recorded, like I'm happy to help with store hours right here. It came in here, and then the Redmond hours are here, and the topic got ended. Did that answer your question? If I say no, so it goes to another level of things. So you can define another step of steps. So this is nothing. Uh, um, I can't find virtual enough package to we have get it simple. Yes, just sign in. It will give you a 30 days free package. Okay, yeah, I have to go back. So everyone, if you when you're signing in, it will ask you to sign in for the free trial. Again, if there are Microsoft folks in this meeting, don't like nothing back to you, but you can keep on extending that 30 days license. It never gets expired. It's just a loophole there, which for us developers is good. We can play around and we can learn it much more better. So when you see this, when I answer no, it opens up more condition. I can have n number of condition like this is the condition of this rule or this is the condition of this kind of more easy, right? For example, you guys all here have website, right? Put this virtual agent on your website, like some basic questions. I'm searching for this file, I can't find this file, or ServiceNow ticket, right? These have connectors we can talk to ServiceNow. Hey, I'm looking for this ServiceNow ticket. It will give you all details. It will connect to ServiceNow on that platform and bring it easy. That's the best part of it. And so virtual agents make it that crazy. Does the bot have speech interface? As the virtual agent, they don't have a speech interface, but you can always buy speeches from Azure, the AI, the cognitive services. You can buy a speech services. Amazing speech services. It's a little costly, but not that. For testing and playing around, you get 200 credits. You can play around. But yeah, for the real-time scenarios, the credits are a little expensive for the voice. So this was Power Platform, Power Flow, and Virtual Agent. You see, like it's super quick, easy. You can stand alone a whole solution in an hour, like I would say. But then comes the Power BI. Super simple, my favorite, my amazing. So this sheet which you see is coming from an Excel sheet of how students are affected by COVID-19 school closures. The Excel sheet is placed in a GitHub. Super simple place, right? And somebody has just linked that Excel sheet and the Power BI looks this fantastic. This like how is open to everyone. Even I can open it. If I ping you this link, you can also open it. So more of it, the workplace can be shared along the intranet, along internet. You can add it to the teams. You can chat about this on our teams right now. Here's a feature. This Power BI can be embedded in not only SharePoint or Microsoft products like SharePoint pages and Teams and Outlook and whatsoever. Also in third-party solutions, super able to embed it. The JSON files, the REST APIs can be called in anywhere. So it gives you a reporting analytics with real-time cases, real-time scenarios. If somebody updates the Excel sheet, the data is right now gets updated here. This is what the real future is. More faster, more efficient, more growth. How can I migrate solutions and connection from user context to organization context to retain content if a user leaves the organization? Very good question. I'm talking that in the ALM. That's where the ALM, the organization have to take a setups and do ALM. I have faced that issue myself when I was new here in an organization for 4 years. There was one guy who made a couple of power apps and he left, and we lost their access. Even Microsoft doesn't have access. That's the best part of it. The Power App is there. I can see it, but I can't edit it because neither me, neither anyone in the whole organization had access to it. Neither Microsoft had access, which is strange because I always thought they somehow have access to our tenants, but they did not. They're like, we cannot do anything, and we could not do anything for those Power Apps. I had to rebuild it again. So that's what the whole life cycle management, the application life cycle management, I would say, organization have to set up and start doing it. So we'll talk about that. So let me go back to my deck here. One second. All right. So as a citizen developer for all fresh graduates, I have been training also. I've been mentoring so many people all around internal and external. I always ask people to first target if you love Microsoft products, target Microsoft Power Platform. Uh, Not because it's very easy or something. It is very well versed and it's all well connected to every single Microsoft product. And best thing is Microsoft is providing you all the learnings. The certifications are amazing. Get certified very quickly, and most of them are free if you're a student. And even if you're an organization, I think they have started this organization drive, and many of the certifications are free if you log in with your organization credits. It's until June. So if you were planning to do a certification and you find like a $200 was expensive, and I can do a party with that money. Of course, even I would prefer. But now I think just try to log in with your normal credential like Hotmail, Gmail you use. Then there is another option, add another sign-in. Add another sign-in of your organization. If they are partners, you might have free certification. So first thing this year, like take it as a resolution, go and get Power Platform certified. I think that helps because you will start learning for the certification. You will get learned in, I would say, in Power Platform and this. So now citizen developer, how do they come, right? Like it's not like they are not a class of people. They are us. They are normal people, like non-developer. Like for I would say like just bring in my brother who is not related to IT at all. He works for hotel management stuff. So and he has to do some operation. If he has to build some apps for his company, and if he wants to manage some applications, like right now we have thousands of apps on our phones, but do we have them? Like, can we edit them or make them? It's a long process. We need to get certified from so many app stores and stuff. I would say the best part of it is you think of a visualization. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Then you assemble with your team. This is for organizations. Okay, don't go rogue and then tell Manpreet said on GPPB that I can just do anything in Power Platform, buy this and this licenses. If your organization is not prepared and they don't have an ALM model, I would prefer think of a scope, think of an idea, meet your architects, meet your developers, and tell them I want to do this. They will guide you. Like everyone will guide you. They would be happy. Oh, why not? Let's teach you. And they will make sure that all the data loss preventions and the policies are in place. And there's nothing wrong if you're trying to do some connections internally, but do play. That's why I always suggest if the development program, the 365 developer, just log into microsoft.developer.com. That gives you more. It's your own environment, your own tenant. You blast it off, nobody cares, and it won't. Like it can. It's just a tenant. So play around when you just want to play around. Play it around on your own tenants. Don't do anything on your organization level because there's data involved and a lot of stuff. You don't want to accidentally delete everything, right? Yeah. So just using play around. So in organization, I would say if you have like-minded people and you see there's a problem in my, I think that's how it comes. This is like for example an Excel sheet and I'm doing it like a manual process every day. Why do I not automate it with Power Automate? Sit with your team, discuss this, bring in your developer or an architect, anyone on your solution, tell him your idea, the scope of it, and they will be super happy to help you out. Uh, because this is not only gonna make you efficient, you're gonna be a learner, of course. It will also help them to maintain a very nicer career path. Like I would say, they can reduce a lot of efforts of their teams building something. You are also helping them building them. So it's like not only a learning opportunity for you, but they are also automizing a lot of stuff from your help. Like they're getting a developer from a non-developer. Just imagine. So it's a digital transformation, and they will all accept it. Okay. All right. So when it comes to the next one, now like scope is defined. You are in person, and you start building your journey. Of course, now you can't start putting on your resume as like today, after completing my 6 hours of session with Global Power Platform, I am a Power Platformer. It takes a while. As I said, it takes a month, not even like a very while. I think the experience grows. I think me or anyone, all like who have been working with Power Platform for many years, even for them, something or the other is very new in the market. Like yesterday, I was hosting this conference, and some of the fields like Canvas have pages and stuff like that. I was like, okay, this is nice. Like it's always new. There's so much new which you're not aware of. But first, you have to decide, like as a kid or as a human, we crawl, right? Like, start building your journey. And then you will be able to walk and then run. And one day you'll be presenting, and we will be like, yeah, here's amazing. All right. So when we come to the crawling, I would say the on-site training, again, all available right now in your Microsoft developer. Go to documentation, Microsoft documentations, just log in, and there's a website. It has and numerous content with all the e-learnings and learnings and PDFs, and you will just go crazy on that. Virtual trainings there. There are some of the trainings there, like Power Apps in a Day. That's a famous one, which Microsoft announces, and it's every week. And if you do that training, you get one certification free of cost. They'll give you a voucher. So just enroll to one of them. It's all around the world and it's virtual right now. It was in person also before pandemic. So it's like Microsoft Power Apps in a Day. That's the famous one. Just type in Microsoft Power Apps in a Day and you will get that. There are links. I'm gonna share this deck with you, with the organizers, and they can share the same with you. Self-help resources, there are a lot. Life support, you don't need life support. You can actually ping in developers on here and whoever they want to learn with, and the champions networks. So this champions network, as I say, is called MVP champions, Microsoft Power Platforms champions. There is a group of people who, if you have any questions, they're gonna answer you, they're gonna speak to you, and they're gonna help you out. Just reach out to them. So this journey of crawling starts from, again, as I showed you, creating a Canvas app and model-driven app. Just make something up. You won't crash anything. It's very simple. All right. And then you will start working with UI and Power Platform controls. You start working with real data from SharePoint or any other SQL database. Start integrating all the Power App, like Power App with a flow in the backend, like workflow. Simple Power App, like there's a form, build up a form first, like build a SharePoint list, I would say. Let's start with that. Take a SharePoint list. Take 5, 6 columns. Open a Power App. Try to link that SharePoint list with your Power App. Okay. Happy? And now on the submit button, when you click on submit, the app should save. Successful. If you've done that, go to create a flow. Use a flow using the same list. There are templates. Just send an email when a new item is created. Very simple. So, and once you set it up, put your email ID and you are going to receive an email. And then go back to your Power App, enter a Power App, a form data, submit, and you will be able to see the email coming through when you're submitting a data. So simple. So I think that's how you start in, and then you take in one at a step at a time. I would say when the info part, I loved info part. I think it was amazing product, and I think I was too young when I started with that. And so I think when you learn something, it is very deep to you. When Power App came, I was always like too much diverse to InfoPod because that time Power App was like too basic. Right now, I think it does way and way beyond than even InfoPod. Uh, but uh, but then when you start learning, right now, when somebody comes to me, don't go anywhere, just use Power App because you understand that it can do everything. The rollout. So these are all links and hyperlinks on what you can do. It's all Microsoft link. As I said, I'm gonna share this deck with everyone, and you'll have a direct picture. And then you'll be able to run. You'll be able to connect data sources, frameworks. It's like the world is never ending. Again, you will learn with expertise, and that's how citizen developers are doing. They start with if like, hey Manpreet, I have an Excel sheet. Like a recent story, like I think last week, they had an Excel sheet, and they're like, I am updating this Excel sheet in my current local, but I want the same data to be also there in SharePoint, getting modified at exactly at the same time. And I'm like, why not? Just do it. And I showed her some of the links. I don't try that. Let's wait. I'll give you a day and we'll meet up tomorrow and see how you have. She was able to set up everything. And she's like, I'm like, I have put up an agent, it's working, it's connecting, but there are some here and there which we fixed together and voila. She was so happy. It's like a confident level in you, right? Like when you build something and it's working on a real time. I'll tell you another story. I had a very high-end position person. What he was trying was he had a planner and he wanted to have an email every day morning 9 a.m. Stating all his jobs or which are not completed in his planner. Super simple. He just went in to Power Automate and he Googled get planner tasks on my email. The Google and everything was there with Steph. He did it and he called me. Manpreet, see, I have something fantastic to show you. I am getting an email every day morning 9 a.m. without doing anything. How? There was a template. He just installed a template. He just signed into Power Automate. He just signed into Planner and clicked on create and the recurrence started like the templates which are already built started sending him email every 9 a.m. with all his non-assigned or I would say not completed jobs. And that guy was so proud. Super amazing, right? These are some stories, the success stories. And Power Platform has crazy ones. If you go to Power Platform success stories, you will find from Coca-Cola to an NGO, to a small organization to like huge organization. They have crazy stories, people building amazing apps. Some of them are applications. I'm like, I can't even believe there are like power apps. Like I was like, is it? Yeah, you could have done like you could not have done much better even if you have gone for a native app development techniques. Is that beautiful? Sure, I'll share a slide after. Now comes the ALM. Okay, now the citizen development is easy, right? Like for example, if I give you a, let me think of a good word. Okay, like, so for example, if I give you a milk and you don't know how to make a coffee, right? You will try to do a lot of operations with that. But what will happen to my milk? It will be crying, oh my God, this guy is not leaving me. Trying more sugar, less coffee, less sugar. Until you're satisfied, you'll be playing around with it. So what do you do while doing this? As in organization level, there is a lot of issues where the application, the ALM, or the if the ALM is not in place, and it helps, it makes the organization level quite tricky, right? Because the application lifecycle, the management is very built for developers in an organization who will come, who will work, and they will finish, right? But what if all native and citizen developers who wants to play around and they start doing these operations on their first thing is, so here what there are pros and cons with it. Of course, you are enabling everyone in your company to be very enthusiastic to learn. First thing. Second, to add on their valuables to the organization level, right? So some things they're not building for themselves, something they're building for the team or for the department. So those applications comes in picture. And the third thing is like they're gonna be crazy amount of applications in the market, right? Okay. So in a way for development, so companies have started working on the ALM, the life cycle. So they ask you as first come, let's plan and track it, right? You let us know what you're doing, and we are going to record it. That there is a solution which is built for this, and this is who is the owner. It's very important, okay? Because as we were talking about, like somebody asked me, like, what happens if that person leaves? It fails. If that person leaves, the flow fails. The next morning, the flow will start throwing error because the Active Directory got disabled, and it won't be able to send email. It won't be able to do any operations. It just fails. Okay. And the second Power App, if he or she was the only owner of the Power App, you lose the Power App. You have no control to get it back. You can't export. You can't import. It's just gone. And this have been a real case scenarios for us a lot of times, like crazy lot of times. So when ALM is applied to organizations, and which they are, because they are also finding that people have been doing like amazing development. Uh, they started like you should as an organization, if you are hosting one and if you are leader of your organization, start asking people like most of them weren't even aware, but of course you can see in the analytics who is working on what power apps in your environment. They have all environments, like Flow has their environments, Power Platform environments, and give every organization an environment where they can also build their own application. That's the first thing I would say. Let them have their own environment. Like they can be a prod environment, they can be a citizen development or a default environment. I would say it's always a citizen development. Just let them have and start locking them. Like for example, ask them, make them deploy on production with a service account, because service account will be there with or without you, right? Like, so always whenever you're making a Power App or a Power Automate, add multiple accounts if you don't have a service account, because again, people fear giving service account for the sake that you can log into Office even outside the organization, right? But there are password sharers like CyberArk and many companies which changes the password every 15 minutes or 10 minutes, like that. So if your organization is well versed with that, they will have a service account to prefer to have a service account while you're sharing your Power Apps and Flow, because you never know. For example, me today I get a lottery of $1 billion, which I'm waiting. It might any time, any day. Do you think I will be here? I will be like enjoying, and that too in this winter. It's -17 here today, where I am right now. I would be in the beach enjoying a drink and like a jingalala life, right? Like, but yeah. So what happens to all the applications I built for my organization? They are gone, and then they'll be all in my emails, and then I can like bribe them. Okay, give me this much money. I'll come and log in, and I'll give you access. So I think those operations are very important. So when the application lifecycle management will be in place, which the organizations are doing. If you think you don't have it in your organization, that's why I tell you, if before you build something for your organization, talk to your architect or your developers and tell them you have built this. They will help you, they will guide you, and they'll put that product in a more valuable or a place where maybe it's an environment. But as an organization level, consider, because when I am going to log into powerapps.com, I will by default reach to a default environment. So like for me, I would prefer default environment always to be playground, because like a new citizen developer won't know what is an environment like, right? They will start come, oh, Power Apps, let's bring it, let's open and start building. Okay. So they will not go like and search an environment, okay, go to this environment and then play around with that, because it requires a lot of learning and teaching. Of course, you can train, but you can't train 100,000 people in a company, right? So for those people, make the default as the playing ground, let them play, nothing goes wrong. And your environment, if you are the environment owners, make sure you are watching all the applications being built, all the flows being used. You will have a proper generated report. You can use Power BI for that. It will give you an environment picture of how many applications have been deployed, where are they, and what it is. So next, coming to the ALM process, right? It's very simple. So ALM implementation, and this is for organization. Citizen developer, don't worry, just go around, play, and just hit it. I would say, don't have to worry about ALM if you are using your private tenant. But yeah, if you're using a ALM solution in an organization, like you want to build a Power App for the team, always remember, talk to the developer first, see if there's something in place. If he says, yes, yes, all good, just go ahead then in that case, okay. So implementation for a new project for a citizen developer, it's very simple. I think the default, when I said, is a developer platform for all environments. They can be moved once it is completed. Once you feel that it has been completed, you can move to a managed solution environment. Right now, defaults are all unmanaged. If you open your organization, you will see so many power apps. Like when I see from my own as a cognizant, I will see like crazy amount of power apps, like and flow. They have this cycle, like I think every 3 months they go in, they email the person who are the owners, like, have you built this? Do you want this, or can we delete it? Like if you have an option directly, again using Power Automate. So see, if the ALM process, it helps you to understand that, okay, that these are the power apps. Let me send an email to the owners. Are they really requiring? If not, I'll just delete it or will archive it. Maybe someday later they come. So that kind of automation is there. Then you can always use DevOps to move. The DevOps will just help you moving applications from your dev or deploying them to importing and exporting and keeping it safe also. DevOps will do a lot of stuff. And we store the applications there for deploying it to different variations. And the client, we also deploy directly from there. It's like a storage, proper app storage, I would say. Internally, for external, I think the GitHub is there, and you have organization GitHubs also. So it works quite operative. Support team development, and again, you go back. Every team will support you if you want to be a citizen developer. They won't have any issues, and you will start learning it, right? And it's important. And embrace citizen developers. Don't if and this last one is for people like us in an organization. If there are some people who are coming with like ideas, and please encourage them. Because that's the future, and they are not taking your jobs, but they're doing what they like about. Why not bring in another developer in our circle, right? So this is how the ALM will work. It's just you how you work with your IT admin or organization. You discuss the environment strategy, and the environment owners, like the top architecture team, they have to plan the number of environments they should have, the access permission, the group, and the securities. It's important right now in this era. I would say when Power Platform is booming and everybody's trying to working, I think this is very important. So the basic is understand the concept. Just try to deploy, and getting the result is not the ultimate goal, right? There might be some things which you might be not even knowing that you can do more, or maybe you're doing something less. Either way, and always make sure, like when you're working with this, your data is very controlled and you're sharing with right certain of people. It's not externally shared with anyone because, again, I said it's data, and for organizations, it's very important. Make it very like a healthy product. But as a developer, I would say do not worry about it. Be a platform citizen developer. It's very easy. It gives you upper hand to do a lot of operations from your own end. Like I said, your story about my one of my person in management who just was so happy seeing a planner task on his email every morning. It's like it's to do with a coffee. Okay, these are the activities I have to go. So he doesn't have to open the planner to see that, right? And similar way, when you do these kind of operations, it makes you amazing, not only at work, but I would say specifically as a person, right? It gives you a more into. So I was talking about the Power Platform in a day workshops. It is hosted by Microsoft, and the speakers will be like they'll walk you through one day solution. They give you tenant, they give you a tenant ID and password. You will have your personal tenant. They will walk you through a whole application building with a flow or themes, chatbots, everything. It's just a day moment. Block your calendar. You can even ask your clients to give you a break training day or something like that where you can work on. There are materials also where you can download and do it at your home. But I would say I don't know about you guys, like who will want to go and make an effort of downloading and working it out? But when there's a trainer who will train you for the whole day, and you will be on a Teams like this, and you can also share your screen and ask your doubts to him. He will tell about what to do, what not to do. And there is a proper team who will fix your issues. So it's amazing. Just join it for one day. And it's not mandatory that you have to firstly work on it. You can just sit back and relax and watch the first time. Like how and what are they doing. It's a very defined material and it's very famous in our Power Platform community, like Power Platform in a day. And second thing is they also come and train you in your organization level. You can drop them an email once you go to that website. They will train your all organization for free. So you can have a Power Platform in a day in an organization for everyone to learn. That's the best part of doing or embracing the citizen developer. Tell them that they can do this stuff and I think they will love it. Like to be honest, whoever has an hands-on, they will love it. Microsoft links, there are a few more. I got some on the community, so I have just put out the links. Again, we'll share the thing. As I said, get certification till June is free for most of the organizations. Don't have to pay any money. Just go and study from Microsoft Docs and you will clear it. It's very, very easy. Once you have the basic clear, I think that's where the at least you can start with the basic level exams, the level ones. Just clear it. You will love it. And if you have any questions, now is the time. I'm here. All right. Any questions? You can pull me on the chat. I see one question about COE kit. Oh yes, you can put this COE kit on your own tenant. It's super easy to install, and it's not even like a software. It's to be honest, it's more of all the documentation and all the processes, how to adopt best practices and approach. So just have a read through, you will understand that. Where is the PowerPoint presentation being shared? I think the organizers will answer that. Um, Yeah, and you can Google this Power Platform in a day learning. Just Google or Bing again. I always get uh Bing it. You will find the learning right there, and they have classrooms all around the world. You can use your time zone, what you want. There might be few in Canada also. Just join in there. Yeah, please ask your question. Like yes, I saw one raise hand. Mercy, yes.
Hi, Manpreet. Thank you so much for hosting and teaching us about Power Platform. My question is basically, I want to build so I work for a university, York University,
Yeah.
and I want to build an app that does classroom bookings for us. But also with the app, we'd like to have some kind of reporting feature where we can tell probably from a connected Power BI report which classrooms are being used and who is booking them and which department and so on. And that's the part where I'm really stuck on. So I already built an app that does the basic booking, but it just uses the O365 connections. So I think I'm not in the right path because I'm not able to generate any reports from that. Okay. And it just uses the regular Outlook calendar.
All right. So Marcel, let's do one thing. Probably let's it's a vast thing. I can and I have like 7 minutes, but let's me and you connect. I can set up some Teams meeting and we will walk you through and I'll see what you have done. I would love to help you out with that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I'll ping you my LinkedIn ID. Just ping me your email there and I will be there.
Okay,
I'll set up a call with you.
Thank you.
No problem, Marcel. How do I extend my test environment after 30 days? Super simple. Like after 30 days is over, it'll again, Microsoft folks will be like angry on me. Like this guy is reducing the licenses. So after 30 days, when you go back on the 31st day, it will populate your license is expired. Click here to extend my trial. You click on that button. It will ask you why do you want to extend, and you just dial developer. I'm still looking for stuff and playing around, and click on extend. It gets extended again 30 days. So I think that answers your question. are there any templates to keep track of what formulas we use for each object on each screen? This is something that does it automatically. Yeah. So actually, yeah, there are screens of formulas. Let me see if I can find one for you. And so there's something called as power effects. I will write the same term here, power effects. So whatever operations as formula, like mathematically and logically operations you can do in Excel sheet, like if loop and for loop and stuff like that, you can do the same in Power Apps. And there is a link. Let me quickly find that for you for all the formulas of Power App. Here I got it. It was right there. Do you see any value to have an environment without Dataverse? Currently, none of users in Online have premium license for Power App and Power Automate. Very good questions, right? Okay, so it depends. If you have SharePoint, see, Dataverse is attached to Power App. It does makes the app faster because the Dataverse is attached in a similar platform. You're not calling a connection. But if you have SharePoint, I would say it's totally fine. Don't worry about it because the Dataverse, in a way, is super amazing for huge data, which SharePoint cannot handle because of the threshold and energy. But with right galleries and right queries, yesterday I was talking about delegates. If you use the delegate model, you don't have to worry about that. Like, I think don't worry about Dataverse. If you and use the free license, I have been building for organizations on my free license for like free means the E3 license for quite a long time. So don't worry about it. You don't need a premium license for Power App for doing quite a lot of operations. You might need a premium connectors as a product solution. Like if I want to have a SQL online connection, you need a premium connector, but nothing else. So don't worry.
I just wanted to expand on what you said, Manpreet, here, right? So, Ming, like if you're trying to build the Power Platform practice, one of the big thing in the organization is ALM. And if you want to be able to support the ALM very well, you need Dataverse in some form and fashion to exist in order to support it. App-based choice you can make, like I'm building an app for this. Do I need to use Dataverse? I can use SharePoint list or an Excel file or even a SQL that you can make decision based on use cases. But the recommendation is to use Dataverse. And if licensing is a prohibitive thing, you can actually look into using Dataverse for Teams because that licensing is kind of included with Office 365, so you can leverage that. Sorry to interject.
No, I love it. Of course, this is all our own journey. I love it.
I see Mansi has her hand raised.
Oh, sorry. I already got my question answered. Sorry. I should lower that.
I see Vishesh has his land.
Hi, Manpreet. Thanks for this session. Actually, I have a question, same as he had. I think I work also for Polytechnic in Canada, in Saskatchewan, and I'm trying to. So we have a SharePoint, and that has reports that we update every day manually, and I already built a Power BI app like report for that, and that I share in Teams with the whole team can share that dashboard kind of thing. But it's the only problem I'm stuck in is I'm not able to refresh that automatically when somebody updates the SharePoint files every day, and I have to go into my like the data sets in Power BI to refresh manually, and then it shows up in the Teams again. And I want to avoid that manual step in between. And I tried a lot, and it doesn't work for me.
Oh, all right, Vishesh. I think you're missing the agent there, which we're gonna make it a sync. So again, as I said, let's connect. I do so much for university, so I would love to see what you have built, and we can do it together.
Sure, Manpreet. I'll connect through the LinkedIn ID that you sent out.
All right, sure. I have an amazing question here. Like you have built a portal for external people, and they're somehow getting linked to your credentials because you're using your Active Directory. Internal, however, we include about it's external in a directory. Okay, I think it will not. It should not also because we have been doing the same. I think you have been doing something in the connections. Probably the Power BI is connecting to Active Directory as global, and you are saving the Active Directory of external users in the same default group. Try to have AD groups can be categorized as external and internal. So when you put in the report on the Power BI, you can just use internal and not external. Have a check through. If you don't get it through, again, reach out to me. I'll happy to help you out.
Yeah, I was actually responding to that, Manpreet, on the chat.
Yeah.
So if you are using Power BI and you're trying to surface Power BI report to the external users, you need to use Power BI embedded. There is in the portal, if you go to the action, there is an opportunity to use Power BI embedded, and you need to link the credentials you're using with Power BI embedded to the Power Apps portal, and then there will be only one credentials being used. I put in a blog post that I wrote a couple of months back, which actually shows how to do that. So try it out, and if you're running into issues, reach out to us and we'll help out.
Perfect. There are a few more questions. Payments in Power App, yes, it's possible. I have seen people making Power App applications with payments using Azure, and it's super. Mostly it's Dynamics portal, to be honest. But yeah, you can do it in Power Platform. There are super ways of connecting with the server side and payment gateways. Have a check. Just Google it. You will find articles to it. And even I'll help you find them. I'll put it on a chat after this session. Can you talk about the portal development and benefit? All right, I'll just give you a one-liner. Portal is used for external. Anyone externally of your organization can access the app and put in your data entries, operations, or any processes. And other applications like Canvas and model-driven are all data-driven applications which are inside your intranet. All right, and I think that's it. It's all clean up there. And right on time. I think 1 minute over. I am.
Thank you so much, Manpreet. This was really engaging, and thanks for the session. And you know, like I think the audience has been great, very interactive. I've been trying to answer some of the questions, but they're asking too fast.
That's fine. That's nice. So I've put up the link for the payment. You can just read that. It's a beautiful article.
Right. And you know, like guys, bring these questions to the Q&A session. And Manpreet, you will be joining us for the Q&A session as well, right?
All right, I'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, like we'll try to tackle some of the remaining questions that might cover, and we'll have people from all different expertise. You know, like to talk about different things. So okay.
All righty. I think thank you for bringing me here. Thank you everyone filling these swags to win amazing swag. Just take some money from Kunal. He has a lot. Like just fill in this feedback. He's gonna award you a lot of money. And thank you for the sponsors, Evolvers and Microsoft, as always. Thank you.
Thank you, Manpreet. It was amazing.
No problem. Thanks for having me here. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you at the session. Yeah.
Yeah.